What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Thingos back again, and I'm here to give you another Invincible animated series related video. And yeah, I'm on a roll, I already know. Yeah, I wanted to talk about what issues the first season is most likely to cover. Now, I made at least 2 videos on this topic before. In my previous videos, I stated that if I was to do this series, what I would do is I would break it up in the first season at least, because you know how they do it a lot of shows where the first season might be it's like the gateway season. It's the first season to get you into the story, get you into characters and everything like that. It might be a lot shorter than following seasons. If it's successful, they get more money, more support, then they can do more stuff. I've seen that happen a lot, but typically sometimes the first seasons are shorter or don't cover as much as the rest of the seasons in the show. But at the same time, depending on how you switch this stuff around, you could actually put a lot of stuff in the first season. Like, you could actually fast forward to a lot of stuff. You could put a lot of story arcs that don't come later into the first season, maybe characters that aren't introduced until later, or through different circumstances you could actually change it up and bring them into the story earlier, just to make it all flow and make more sense. You can kind of switch it around a little bit, which I believe they are going to be doing heavily. They're going to be switching around different scenarios. They're going to be putting characters to meet other characters earlier, or they're going to have characters be introduced just earlier into the story, and they're going to make it make sense, and then they're going to flesh them out more, and then they're going to slowly work their way to the other comic book material as they go forward. But I think that this first season is only going to cover issues 1 through 13. I've stated this before. The first 13 issues of Invincible mainly just focus on Mark Grayson realizing that he has superpowers just like his father, and trying to balance his day-to-day life of trying to figure out how to be a hero, and also still being in high school at Reginald Vale Johnson High. He tells his friend William, not because he wants to, he just kind of figures it out, which I think is hilarious. I hope they keep that moment just the way that it is in the comic. In the actual show, that would be funny as fuck, and would really play up on that whole trope that superheroes have masks that barely cover their face, so people should be able to recognize them. So I think that's hilarious, and they should definitely keep that bit in. But yeah, man, it mainly focuses on, like I said, him meeting the team, him meeting like just B or C level villains, and kind of like getting used to going on patrol, fighting villains, saving people, interacting with other heroes, kind of learning just a little bit, just kind of like the edges, the outer brims of how big the universe of Invincible really is. He's kind of like just scratching the surface. And it's cool, he thinks that life is pretty much perfect. I mean, besides school and girls, he has an awesome dad. He has a mom at home. His family is cool. His dad is the best superhero in the world, and he's also learning how to use his superpowers and going on joint patrols with his father. They actually fight against the Flaxians together, and it's pretty cool. His dad teaches him a lot of stuff, and life just seems like it's good for Mark Grayson. And then out of nowhere, his dad just does a heel turn, and he completely wipes out and kills every member in the Guardians of the Globe. The Guardians of the Globe are kind of like a play on the Justice League, but they are pretty much the main force, the main security, or like the main people that you have to go through if you were to try to hurt Earth or harm it in any way. The main defending force of the Earth is the Guardians of the Globe. So he knew, being a Viltrumite, and knowing that he would eventually have to get the Earth ready for Viltrumite rule and take over, Omni-Man, Nolan Grayson, he knew that he would have to get rid of the Guardians of the Globe. So he wipes them out in brutal fashion, super quick too. He kills them all within seconds to get them out of the way, and then he acts like he has nothing to do with it, even going as far as to fake mourning and speaking at their funerals and stuff like that. So it's going to be awesome to see all of this brought to life in the comic book series. But after all this is said and done, you start to see Nolan Grayson acting a little different. He is clearly affected by this heel turn, this betrayal that he did on people that once thought of him as his friend. And the Immortal, he actually ended up living through that assault. He actually lived, and he came back because the Mauler twins, they were going to try to resurrect the Immortal and tried to put like some kind of collar around him to make him do what they wanted him to do, but it didn't work out, and it ended up just reattaching his head to his body and making him come back to life. And the only thing he was thinking about was Nolan Grayson. He instantly flew out of that laboratory and just started making a beeline straight towards Nolan to try to get some answers and revenge. He ends up attacking Nolan and fighting him in the middle of a beach full of civilians, and everybody, you know, onlookers and, you know, news reporters could see what was going on. So Nolan, he actually flew the Immortal up into the sky to get away from all the eyes, and he was about to kill him again. Mark, being at the comic book store trying to, you know, get all of his Science Dark issues signed by the creator, which I thought was awesome. He's a huge geek. Another huge character trait that I love about Mark Grayson. He is a dork, man, but he is a cool dork. He doesn't look like one. He look like a dork like you could kick it with. That was similar to me, bro. Like, I'm a huge dork, but at the same time, I can kick it with anybody. I'm not like a dork to the point where I'm just uncomfortably talking about shit to an absurd degree, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not dressed right and I'm stanky and shit. Like, nah, bro. It's like Mark is a cool, laid-back nerd, and I love that about his character. But anyway, he looks on the TV behind the cash register as he's being rung up, and he notices his father is actually fighting with the Immortal. He hurry ups and makes his way over there just in time to see his father punch through the Immortal and impale him through his stomach, and using his other hand to cut him in half at the torso. While witnessing this, he knows something is not right, and with Omni-Man covered in blood, he turns to face his son and he says, I can explain. He like, we gotta talk, bro. You know what I'm saying? We gotta talk. He then re-explains his origins to his son, filling in the blanks and actually telling the truth this time about where he comes from and what he does. Because I thought it was a cool thing, because it was a parallel to the first scene that we might get in the first episode of Invincible, which will be great if they do it like this. Have the first episode or the second have Omni-Man explain where he came from and who he is to his son, with a flashback back showing that he's part of the World Betterment Committee and all that stuff. And then at the end, when shit is about to hit the fan, you do a parallel to that scene, only this time he's telling his son the truth, and you can go and flashback again and show what really happened. So I think that'll be how they kind of set it up. And when his father reveals himself to be a Viltrumite and what he really wants to do with the Earth, that leads to a brutal fight between his son and him, where Omni-Man just murders. He doesn't really kill him, but he just beats the fuck out of his son, just destroys him, man, with fisticuffs, like nearly beating him to death. And that is going to be epic to see, you know, animated, man. I can't wait to see how they do that shit, because that is a brutal fight, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't gonna be no quick little steals, no quick little pictures that they kind of just go through in the trailer and nothing like that and we get excited for it. No, this is gonna be raw, unrated. I'm beating the fuck out of you, like blood, like, you know, black eyes, blood flying out the mouth, teeth getting lost, like throwing, like getting knocked through buildings, getting knocked under the ground, and destroying subways with people still in them, being knocked through Arctic mountains, and it like knocked underwater and then grabbed underwater and thrown back above the water and then through some mountain. Like, this fight is gonna be epic as fuck, bro. He literally beat the fuck out of his son in different continents, as I said, continents, in different nations and continents and area codes. Like, he was fucking his son up, bro. It just was so bad, but very emotional. And if they do this right, with the right animation, with the right impact to the punches and throws, and the right music in the background to just compensate everything that's going on, this could be a very epic scene and an amazing finale that really hooks people and makes them want to come back for more. And knowing that Seth Rogen is actually a part of this project as well, he's really good at adding the stuff, maybe, you know, doing some consulting in the writer's room or stuff like that. He's really good at helping out because he is a huge comic book geek. I know he's not an actual writer or director on this project. He's just being a voice actor for the fan favorite character Alan the Alien, but he might actually help out with making this comic book come to life or be recreated in the best way possible. I really love when Seth Rogen is attached to a project, whether he's working on it directly or not, because it always has a lot of great nerdy, geeky comic book stuff in there brought to life. Like, the guy's a huge geek, and I love it when he's attached to a project. So I'm very excited to see what is going to happen with the first season of Invincible. But that's pretty much what is covered in the first 13 chapters. So if that isn't season 1 material, I don't know what is. He'll be like a monster of the week scenario where he's dealing with different not actual monsters, but where he's dealing with different villains every week, or he's dealing with different, you know, baddies. He's learning more about the world that he's actually taking part in, more about the inner workings and stuff like that, the important villains, the low-level villains, you know, different heroes like the Teen, Rexplode, Duplicate, Adam Eve, Robot, all that stuff. And then on to maybe even Cecil Stedman, you know, Guardians of the Globe, however they're going to introduce them, Capes Incorporated, whatever. You can just mix them all in throughout the season, have him interact with them and do stuff with them and all this good stuff, only to lead up into the confrontation that he has with his father and that super betrayal, and then his father damn near killing his son, stopping as his son tells him that he'll still have him after everything. His dad getting emotional, flying off with a tear coming down his eye, and that's where they can end it. It will be perfect. Look, but only if they add in more stuff, because the comic books from just issue 1 to 13, it's good, don't get me wrong, but it's not that much meat. It's not that much stuff in between these chapters that I think would fill a show. For a comic, it's cool, but for a show, I feel like it needs to be more in that span of time between issues 1 and 13 to warrant a first season of a show. So that's why I think they're going to be changing some stuff around, bringing Sinclair in a little earlier, having him fight Kill Cannon like that, stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see what they do actually. And one thing I wanted to throw out there, man, I'm gonna make a separate video about it, but a lot of people on Twitter that's been talking to me, they say there's a lot of similarities between the animation style of Invincible and the DC AMU, and like the cartoons like Rexplode. I mean, I said Rexplode, like Generator Rex, and which is an awesome show, by the way, so underrated, and Ben 10 and stuff like that. So I just wanted to throw that in the video, just let you know I am aware of that, and I have been seeing what y'all have been sending me and saying I will make a video about that. Hopefully we would get some kind of cool crossover. That would be awesome, but I don't want to, you know, spill my guts out too much about that yet, because I want to make a video about that, talking about that in more detail. So hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. Hit like, dislike on the video, comment down below, let me know what you think about where this season is going to go and what exactly is going to be in it. And oh yeah, before I close this shit out, I wanted to bring to you guys my new little thing of evidence that was also sent to me. Let me see, it was also sent to me by, gotta give you a shout out, same guys earlier, I think, what was it, Hunter's Take, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, Hunter's Take. I want to give you another shout out, man, because you actually sent me this. This is from Bleeding Cool, and this is just to further like support my theory that the first season of the show was going to cover issues 1 through 13. Right here in an article on Bleeding Cool. This article was published October 9th by Rick Johnson, and it literally says Invincible Amazon Prime TV show will cover Invincible's issues 1 through 13. So you know what I'm saying, that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know if this is official, I don't know if this is just bogus, I don't know if it's really gonna do that or what, you know, if this guy has you know, valid information, if he's a credible writer, I don't know, but it is cool to just see that, because it's also something that I predicted several times, and it just seems like it would make the most sense logically, like from a creator's perspective, from a narrative's perspective. Like, that's like the perfect setup for a first season, and then you can just go and do a lot of things from there. So it just makes me even more excited for the following seasons, because once we get past that initial first arc of Invincible, yeah, shit is gonna get crazy, man. The floodgates are gonna open. It's gonna be so much more stuff to talk about. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Share this video, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified for more like these. Like I said, comment, let me know what you think, like, dislike, all that good stuff. And hope you're having a good day, night, wherever you are. And until next time, guys, peace.